Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all well. I'm back with another requested video. So the question is, could you do a reading on Putin, Trump and Bannon as an alliance? Okay, so let's see, the Unholy Trinity. Okay, so let's do a general reading first. Trump and Putin and Bannon. Okay, so on this side we have Putin, and on this side it's both Trump and Bannon. So let's see the vibes, the energies. Okay. Ooh. Okay, it's all court cards here. Let's see these other ones. Yeah, the government, United States, cahoots, the star. On Putin's side here, on his energy, we have the King of Swords. So this means that he's the mastermind behind everything. And all these court cards here, I'm seeing it as people that are working for him and that are like infiltrated, or they're trying to persuade their enemies with money here, buying them. Also with the Knight of Swords, with threats. And the King of Wands, this is power, tempting them with power, with positions of power. So it's like they're using everything that they can to persuade and to convince and to manage to infiltrate in these structures. So these are the cards for Trump and Bannon. So their plan is to take over, take control here. The Hierophant, this is the government, this is the structure. And it's not enough to just have the president. The plan is to infiltrate the whole system and change the rules, because the Hierophant, these are rules, the foundation, the structure. And United States has a system based on checks and balances to make sure that nobody can abuse power. So their plan is to infiltrate this structure, to change the rules, to make it so that they can reign over for long term, the star here, for forever. The Empress, United States, I see this as United States. And the Three of Cups, this is groups, also emotions. These are Trump's followers, and these being emotions, it's he's manipulating emotions of people, and that's how he gets them to support him and to follow him. So this is the plan, this is the pact, the alliance. It was meant to put them in power, tempt them with power, money, but also there's some threats here, because I'm seeing with the Knight of Swords, so it could be also compromat or something like this, because they're using everything. So this is what I can generally see with a few cards about their pact, their alliance, what was the plan. But I'm gonna go in more depth with it, and I'm gonna do separately for Trump, Bannon and Putin, to see if we can get more clues, more details. Okay. Let's do 3 spreads. One for Putin, one for Trump, and the other one for Bannon. Okay, so this is Putin. Trump. And Bannon. Okay, so let's see Putin. Cups. Okay, so Putin is heavily interested in manipulating the masses. Because I'm seeing collective people, masses of people. With the Knight of Cups, these are like the people that he's dealing with. They're more than willing to be friendly with him. So this energy could be like for Trump or Bannon or this kind of people that are corrupted. They're more than willing. They're very friendly to Putin. But he does have, seeing money here, promises also with money, and just in case threats, some type of threats. So it's like Putin doesn't just bet on one horse. He doesn't bet just on Trump or just on like a few assholes that he can manipulate or that he can convince to come on his side. He's heavily interested in manipulating the masses of people. Okay, let's see the other one. Let's see Trump. United States. This guy is delusional. With the sun, he's the Leo, he's the sun, and also the star, like he's center stage. Trump is really, it's not just greed for money and power, it's like he's delusional. In his mind, he sees himself as the emperor, the one with authority. He's the star. He's the one that's loved by the masses. So it kind of plays into his narcissism. Now let's see Bannon. Yeah, this guy has a thing with... there's a disillusionment for Bannon. He wants to change the structure. He's disillusioned with something and wants to completely change the structure. Also greed with pentacles here. These are ideas that he's getting from somewhere, that he wants to implement, that he wants to bring and to change the system. So Bannon is heavily influenced by the need and desire to change the system. I see greed, need for money here. There is some disillusionment that may have triggered something in him. With Trump, I'm seeing like narcissism, full-blown narcissism, and the need to see himself as like this big, great messiah, and he thinks that he's calling the shots, and like he feels like he's the big kahuna. And Putin here, he has he's not narrow-minded. He has, like in his vision, um, a plan to control the masses, not just people, not just these clowns that he can buy or that he can persuade or even threat. He wants to infiltrate the whole societies and change the way they think and make them react, and this is emotions. He's appealing to people's emotions. It's like, he's funding the far right parties everywhere, but he's also mixed up with the far left. So it's like he's creating this tension in the societies. He's like makes them fight. Putin is not just relying on a few people that he managed to coerce or get them to come on his side or manipulate them in some way. His plan is to play with the minds of the masses, to manipulate the masses. Yeah, so this is what I can pick up about them. Let's also use the oracle cards that we used in the last reading, the Demon Tarot, and let's see what we can get. Okay, so let's start with Putin first. What is his energy? Give us something that we need to know about Putin. Putin. Okay, now for Trump. Trump and Bannon. Bannon. Okay, let's bring them closer. Okay, so let's see Putin. Okay, so we have Andras for Putin. Andras is a marquis from hell in command of 30 military units. He carries a pointed sword and rides a large black wolf. Demonologists describe him as having a body of an angel with the head of an owl. Okay. The Marquis Andras is a beautiful but dangerous demon who commands 30 legions. He has the body and wings of the heavenly host, but his head is that of a raven. He often appears carrying a sword and riding a huge black wolf. Andras' most dangerous weapon is not his wolf or his sword, but his tongue. When summoned, he does not outright lie, but he sows discord. In the days when magicians and their assistants summoned powerful demons, Andras was known for turning the assistants against their masters or convincing magicians that their assistants were trying to upstage them. Before summoning Andras, the magician and his assistants would draw out a ring of protection on the floor into which Andras would be summoned and restrained. During the summoning, Andras was incapable of crossing the unbroken circle, but Andras would lure those in the room closer to the circle of protection until someone made a mistake and accidentally broke the circle. A single misstep by one person could of course mean death for all. However, as Andras' specialty was teaching how to best destroy others, perhaps it could be argued that the risk of summoning him should have been self-evident. Okay, so this fits with Putin, because this is what he does. He sows discord within the societies, because in the last spread we seen him like heavily influenced on the manipulating the masses, kind of like turning people against each other, making them fight. And it says here that when he does not outright lie, like all these conspiracy theories to catch people they have to have some truth in them that they believe, and then they're led down a rabbit hole. So this is what he does, this demon Putin. Okay, now let's read the inspiration. Andras is a perfect example of risk versus reward, especially when the reward is harming others. Is it worth it, really, to harm our enemies when the risk to ourselves is, at best, to do things we know are wrong, and, at worst, to cause ourselves greater harm? So I interpret this for Putin as a risk for him to harm himself greatly in his pursuit to destroy the West and democracies. Okay, now for the divination part. It says, beware of cutting off your nose to spite your face, causing harm to others that only comes back to harm oneself. Yeah, so this is basically karma. He's harming himself also in this life with what he's doing, but in future lives or in afterlife or whatever, it only comes back to him in some form or the other sooner or later. Okay, so I think this is quite fitting for Putin. Now let's see Trump. So the last time Trump got Mammon, demon, the greed one. Let's see what energy comes up now. Skox. Okay. Skox. Also Chox or Shocks is a Marquis of Hell with 30 legions under his command. He appears as a stork with a rasping voice, but if summoned into a magical triangle, his voice becomes clear and sweet. Alright. Okay, the annotation for Skox. He's a Marquis of Hell in command of 30 legions of demons, according to Weyer's Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. Skox manifests in the form of a stork with a very soft but croaking voice. If he summoned into a magical triangle, Skox's voice changes from harsh and rasping to melodious and clear. Allegedly, the use of a magical triangle for summoning does not only change Skox's voice, but also the nature of his answers. Outside the triangle, he is known for sly and evasive answers, but once inside, he will answer clearly and truthfully. Okay, the inspiration. Skox has an obvious tell. The changing of his voice from inside and out of the triangle into which he is summoned is a good way to tell whether he is being helpful or harmful. Unfortunately, most people do not have so obvious a tell. In fact, many con artists have a pleasing and persuasive voices and are capable of making very pretty speeches. Of course, most of us cannot compel those who prefer to deceive into a magical triangle to force their honesty either. However, there are still precautions we can take to make certain that strangers are telling us the truth. Skox is known for pointing out hidden treasures to those who summon him. But within the triangle, he will point out unguarded treasures, and outside the triangle, he may attempt to send the summoner into a trap. Those who tell us about great deals or treasures in our everyday lives may likewise be leading us into a trap, so we should always be wary of deals that seem too good to be true. And now for divination, it says, beware of charmers and con artists, those who attempt to get close for their own personal gain. Yeah, so this is also describing Trump. It fits pretty well. Let's see Bannon now. Volak. Okay. It says here, Volak, also Valak, is a president of hell with 30 legions. They all have 30 legions. At his command. He takes the form of a beautiful child with the wings of an angel and he rides a two-headed dragon. Okay, Bannon, Volok. Volok is a president of Hell in command of 30 infernal legions, according to Weyer Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. His face and figure are those of a beautiful young boy child with the wings of an angel. His voice is soft and sweet, and his demeanor is gentle and kind. To all appearances, Volok could be the visual inspiration for the Renaissance putti, but for this choice of transport, a ferocious two-headed dragon. Okay, the inspiration says, Volok is a gentle and non-violent demon by all accounts, but he has the gift of communication with all serpents. His gift allows him to find any snake in the world, and he can speak to it, and it will answer his questions and follow his commands. And so, although Volok does not look very powerful, he has at his disposal a host of powerful and clever creatures, from the great dragon he uses as a steed to the tiny grass snakes that can seek the location of hidden treasures. Okay, and for divination it says, beware of underestimating soft-spoken or mild-mannered individuals. Many capable individuals are easily overlooked because they are quiet. Okay, how to relate this to Bannon? Well, it says here that he has the gift of communication with all serpents. So I kind of see like a network of people that he knows, that he's connected to, and probably he also knows how to, with this the communication, how to spread certain ideas. But even though he himself is not in a specific position of power, he can control or powerful people. He's connected to powerful people. Alright, so this was the reading for the Unholy Trinity. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you. If you guys have any other suggestions, let me know in the comments. So have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.